Okay, let's talk about the command sstable split. Okay, so you are this DBA. Out of all the recommendations to not run no-tool compact on production cluster, you still ran that no-tool compact command. So what happens is all your SS tables get compacted together as one large single SS table. Now, if you are in that situation where you ended up with this large SS table split is the command which can save your day. Now, let's understand SS table split. Now, SS table split. So one reason, right? When you use this command, so you did a major compaction by running no-tool compact, and you ended up with this large SS table. And let's say you are using side-stairs compaction strategy or leveled compaction strategy on your Cassandra cluster. What happens is over the period, you will end up with this one large SS table on in sits inside your cluster. So so if you are in that situation where you need to split your SS table, that large SS table, you can use a command called SS table split. Now you might be asking me why I need to split my SS table. So the reason is very simple. So let's see. Look into the picture. You have a SS table, large SS tables, and you have a small SS tables. Okay. Now what happens is whenever you do compact, this large SS table needs a similar size SS table to get compacted. Now, what happens if it didn't get that large SS table file? Whatever the stale data or tombstone data it is having, all that unnecessary data still sits inside your disk, which will use your disk space, isn't it? And moreover, it is when you have this large SS table, you also face issues with with your reads. So your read performance also will get affected, if you have this large SS table. Okay, so you need to split this SS table so that that a large SS table will become smaller ones, so then they will get participated into your regular compaction process. So how to split SS table? It's a very simple. Okay, the rule number one is like you have to stop your Cassandra before you use this particular tool. Otherwise, you will be seeing unnecessary disturbances inside your cluster. Now, the usage is very simple with very few options. What we do is we'll try to see the commands. I'll explain and we'll do it practically. And I'll also show you what are various commands to use this particular assistable split utility. Now, I have some commands already handy. We'll try to use them on my running cluster. Now, I have a Cassandra cluster running in my AWS account. So let's try to connect and use this command. Okay, so let me quickly show you. So I have a 3 node cluster, I have a 1 node cluster. For this particular demonstration, I'm using a single node cluster. Okay, let's see this. So I have a key space called sales. So let me connect to SQL SH, then connect to sales key space. Quickly see what are all tables we have. Okay, so let me see what we have for sales order products. How many SS tables we have? So I'm going into my data directory, then going into sales. From here, I'll go to yeah. So just clearing the screen once. See what we got. Okay, so we have SS tables, right? Like we have 3 SS tables. What I do is like let's run that no-tool compact command once. So which you are not supposed to run this command. See, especially if you are in a production environment, do not run this no-tool compact command because it will merges all your SS tables into one single large SS table. So I'm running this because we'll try to use SS table split command to split it again into smaller SS tables. Okay, so no-tool compact is done. Let's see what we got. So you see, we ended up with one single large SS table, right? So let me clear this screen once. Yeah. So let me check what is the size of this SS table? Okay, so it is like 169 MB. Okay, so let's split it. Okay, the rule is you have to stop your Cassandra before you use this command. So I'm running node tool drain and node tool stop daemon. So node tool drain, what it does is it will flushes or whatever you have in memtable to the disk, right? And it will also stop contacting other seed other nodes or even with the clients. So that is what node tool drain command will do. Node tool stop daemon, we are just stopping the Java JVM process. So I'm clearing everything and I'm just starting Cassandra one more time. Okay. Okay, so that was by mistake. I ran it. So we are supposed to stop Cassandra. Okay, so my node is down. So now let's split this SS table. So okay, so we got one more SS table. So because we ran node to drain, so it simply flushed the data from mem table to it and to the disk, and it created one more SS table. So what we do, we'll try to split this one, right? That is what our AM. Now I'll take this path. Okay, and what is our? It is 93. Okay, so here I'm telling debug is to give you that traces when you're running it, and size you have to pass only number. So you're not supposed to pass any units like MB or GB, right? So you just need to pass the number, and it will be in megabytes. Now what we do? Well, let's split them into 50 or let's say 60 MB. Okay, it is. Let's go with 50 MB. Okay. So as I told you earlier, you are not supposed to pass units, right? So that's why we got that error. So 50 meaning it will split your SS table into 50 MB files. Now, if you pay attention to it, what it is doing, it is also taking a snapshot of your SS table before splitting. So that is one advantage, right? So it is automatically taking snapshot of your SS table. Now, if you don't want that snapshot to be taken, now what you can do is you can pass one more option saying no snapshot. So it will not create a snapshot of your SS table before it is going to split it. Okay, so it is still going on. So let's wait for some time. Okay, now can I also split this particular SS table? No. So the minimum size not to split to work is like 50 MB. So at least the minimum file size to split the table is 50 MB. So if your SS table size is less than 50 MB, you cannot basically split it. Okay, because now we have a SS table with 169 MB, so that it is possible to split it. So if it is like 45 or 30, 28 MB or 5 MB, you cannot basically split that SS table. Remember, if you're using a snapshot command, make sure you have sufficient space also available on your disk. Okay, so the split is completed. So what we do is so we can look at here directly before starting Cassandra. So if you notice here, our large SS table, it got splitted into multiple SS tables, right? So the size whatever we have asked for, right? We asked for 50 MB, right? Now I'm starting my Cassandra back. So meanwhile, so if you notice, I was doing, uh, so we are not inserting any data into that particular table, but when I did node tool drain, we got one more SS table, right? So the reason is what is happening here is, right? So I have a cron job, which is, which what it does is it basically, all the time it will writes data into my Cassandra cluster. So if you want to have a similar setup where you want to have some live data flowing into your Cassandra cluster all the time, you want to have such setup, I'll highly recommend you to go to this GitHub link. So Sharma Paidipalli, yeah. So he's a very famous personality in Cassandra community. He written one Cassandra Python driver. If you follow this particular documents, you can able to achieve what I'm having currently at my in my test cluster. So he also recorded all the steps how to perform, how to set up this Python Cassandra driver in his YouTube link. So the link is here, you can go through it, and anyway I will put this link in the description. Now let's go back to our original topic. So Cassandra is back, and our large SS table got splitted into smaller ones, right? Now these smaller SS tables will get compacted on the regular compaction process. So what we just did is we made this huge large SS tables into a smaller ones. So all others can become friends and they get compacted now. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any doubts, please comment. I will try to answer it. Thank you.